Specialties to purchase 3 Freightliner 108 SD chassis with dump truck equipment for an amount not to exceed $665,188 funded through DPW vehicles and Act 179 capital outlay accounts.
Make a motion.
Support.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, supported by Councilwoman Rose. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Councilman?
Anybody here?
Councilman Johnson?
So these are going to be our 3 replacement for plow trucks.
Good evening, members of the council, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Johnson. Yes, sir, we are.
We have more planned.
I don't want to speak for the administration or the director, but I believe there will be discussions about trying to slowly replace the entire fleet over the next several years.
Yeah, because they're all at the same age, I believe.
They are, 2017.
Okay, all right, that's all. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Yes, the Senate motion carried. Item 7.4 is a motion to approve Carlton Equipment Company, DBA Motor City Kubota, low bid for the purchase of 2 72-inch Kubota lawnmowers for an amount not to exceed $34,084 funded through TBA capital outlay.
Support.
Motion by Councilwoman, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Councilman?
Good evening.
Good evening. I know we've tried all kinds over the years, and we've had these already. We're happy with them. They last longest.
Through the chair, yeah, the least amount of downtime, maintenance, no major repairs to speak of, other than tire replacement, keeping up on the fluids. Yeah, they're tried and true. These are working out well.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Any questions from the audience? Hearing none. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Yes, the Senate motion carried. Item 7.5 is a motion to amend City Council Resolution number 1.24-24, adding an additional $2,000 for an amount not to exceed $5,557 funded through recreation special events.
Motion approved.
Support.
Motion by Councilman Rose, supported by Councilman Johnson. Motion by Councilwoman Daniels, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion?
Chairman?
Councilwoman?
Okay, so there wasn't, was there an attachment, like, it's attached to my whole packet, but was there attachment for everyone else to see as well?
Bless you.
I know that the notes were that it was very, very successful in terms of the amount of tickets sold for the Hall of Fame ceremony, such that we have additional funding to cover the additional people that are coming to the event.
It just didn't have a link on the first page, and so I see that it's attached here, Chairman, but, so I can see it, and I didn't know if everyone else could see it.
Through the chair, I did include it in the Granicus when I included the burden.
I got it.
Yeah, the one attachment on here, I don't know, same as yours, is the funding source and the ledger account information. I don't know if there was a third page.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, I got it right here.
okay.
I just wanted to make sure everyone else could see it, because otherwise it was just looking like it's $2,000 for what, you know, on the front page with no link. So, thank you. I wanted to make sure everyone knew at home what we were getting.
Is there any further discussion on 7.5? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Yes, the Senate motion carried. Item 7.6 is motion to approve summer 2024 golf course rates for Lakes of Taylor and Taylor Meadows golf courses.
Motion?
Support.
Motion by Councilman Witten, supported by Councilman Johnson. And yes, approval of the minutes or in the final agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes. Yes. All opposed say no. Yes, the Senate motion carried. Item 7.6 is a motion to approve summer 2024 golf course rates for Lakes of Taylor and Taylor Meadows golf courses.
Motion?
Motion by Councilman Witten, supported by Councilman Johnson. And yes, approval of the minutes are in final agenda. Is there any discussion? favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.8, it's a motion to receive and file the March 2024 budget performance reports. Motion by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilwoman Daniels. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. The yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.9 is a motion to receive and file the March 2024 paid invoice report. Motion by Councilwoman Rose, supported by Councilwoman Daniels. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Yeses have it, motion carried. Item 7.10 is a motion to approve the amended and restated resolution pledging limited tax, full faith and credit support of the Brownfield Authority refunding bond series 2024.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilwoman Graham Danner. Is there any discussion?
Chairman? I just wanted some estimation.
Easier to flip a coin?
You're both on the thing.
Through the chair, good evening, everybody. I figured this item might need a little bit of explanation. I also have some gentlemen in the crowd that can help with it too, but I'm going to give you kind of a summary. What this is, I did hand out something earlier today to give you kind of up-to-date market rates for interest rates and bonds. But what it is the Brownfield bonds that are issued by the Brownfield Authority. This is related to the Island Lakes development. As you recall, I think in 2005, the original bonds were issued. Those bonds were refinanced once in 2015. And then now, those 2015 bonds are up for they're callable, so they're up for refinancing again. They were actually up, they were callable a couple years ago. We went through the exact same process, but the interest rates did not turn into our favor, and we did not go through that refunding. Since then, the interest environment has improved, and again, we're asking for a chance to do refinancing of those bonds. And what you have in front of you is kind of a summary of the savings. So when it's all said and done, there's 10 years left on these bonds to maturity, and at the current market rate and how the bond pricing is going, you would have a cash flow savings of approximately $372,000 over 10 years, which is about $37,000 annually. And the KPI, the factor that I look at is the net present value savings. The best practice, standard practice is that if it's 3% or higher, it makes sense. 3% lower does not make sense. And as you can see, we're at roughly about 5.37%. So that's why we came to the Brownfield first as the order of things to approve the refinancing. And similar to the refinancing bonds that we already have in the original bonds, part of that is asking the city for the full faith and credit to back up the bonds. For further explanation, I'm going to invite Pat McGow from Miller Canfield up. He is the bond attorney for Brownfield, and he can give you a lot better summary of it. But that's my brief notes on the transaction.
Good evening.
Good evening. Pat McGow here is the city's bond attorney, and that was a perfect explanation, Jason. The one thing I would add is the reason that we're coming before the city council is that even though the bonds are expected to be paid by the Brownfield Authority, they are not as creditworthy as the city. So the city has an investment-grade credit rating, and so it makes the bonds more marketable for having the city back them with the city's full faith and credit support, and that is what you're being asked to do, which is the way the original deal was done as well. So the reason for your action tonight, the Brownfield Authority approved the refunding last week. It's coming to you to approve pledging the full faith and credit, which will make the bonds more marketable and achieve the lowest interest rate that we can get in the market. I would also add, as Jason mentioned, we started this process back in 2021. The market moved against us. So the same thing, if things happen over the next several weeks to where this doesn't generate savings, we would halt the deal. So this deal can only be done if it achieves present value savings as a result of doing it after paying all the costs related to refinancing.
Were the original bonds 30-year bonds?
They were. So this is the same duration as the original deals.
We're going to add
actually, it's more like 7 million.
So, sorry, I don't understand. Yeah, there's, excuse me, I'm trying to walk in to get down. There are some bonds that make sense to refinance and some that don't make sense to refinance, due to the coupon they were issued at. So right now, we're taking out, or proposing to take out the most efficient bond. So there are some bonds included in there that, that might not make sense to take out. So that'll move with the market, but right now, that's where we're at.
I'll say that a different way. The resolution authorizes up to $7,250,000. That's what is roughly remaining if we took out all the bonds. I think what Sean is saying is that some of the bonds might not be as efficient, so we might only take out the ones that are the most efficient, around $5 million, that would generate the most savings. But that can fluctuate between now and when we go price this deal in late May or early June. So the action item before you is to approve, assuming we take out all the bonds, but it may be between now and the pricing where that isn't the most efficient